Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, family. How are you? Yes, we are back. There's three of us this time. We are going to be reviewing Love is Blind. I was gonna say Love Island then. Love is Blind season 4 that takes place on Netflix. I'm Auntie Sade and I'm here with
Auntie I'm sorry.
We will find our rhythm. I am not Auntie Nana.
I'm Auntie AK.
Okay, and if you don't know about Love is Blind, and some people out there, they don't know, like really and truly catch up. We're on season 4. Basically, what it is a reality show. It's a bit of an experiment where strangers basically date each other in pods. And then they only get to hear each other. They don't see each other. They're not allowed to physically touch. They only get to hear each other. And based on this, they actually have to get engaged. And then once they're engaged, the other person is revealed. And then they've got 4 weeks until they go down the aisle. And then they can truly see, is love blind? You know? And if they actually stay together. But, you know, there's a lots of ups and downs, twists and turns as we go through the journey. And it's just very, very, very entertaining. So today we are reviewing episode 1 and 2. There's 5 episodes out at the moment. And tomorrow, I think we're going to do 3, 4, and 5. So this is your chance. This is your warning. Get caught up. But today, no spoilers. We're only doing 1 and 2. Okay. So yeah, before we get into it properly, if you're not subscribed, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button absolutely now. Make sure you like this video too. Make sure you share this with like-minded people and then also comment. Get involved in the conversation. We want to hear what you've got to say on this too. So aunties, before we start, like, just give me a word. Episode 1, what word comes to mind in terms of like what this episode made you feel, brought out in you?
Oh, a good word. I would say my word for episode 1 is harmony.
Harmony. Oh, interesting. Interesting.
I think my word is flutter.
Flutter.
Yeah, it made my heart flutter, the anticipation of what's going on.
Oh, okay.
Happen. Yeah.
I always think of Fanny flutters.
Like we used to say gugun.
Oh, okay. It was very interesting. Very, very interesting. I think like
what's your word? I have to say, what's your word?
My word was chaos. Seriously,
wow.
for the first episode. I was just like, what's going on? Like, what's going on? There was a lot going on episode 1 for me. And I was just like, wow, these people are even crazy to sign up for this show in the first place.
It's definitely that.
Yeah.
It's definitely that. There's a level of insanity in doing this show in itself.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was as chaotic as other years.
Okay.
I saw happiness, harmony, like there was optimism.
That's the word. You know what? I like that to flutter. You know me, and I can't stick to one choice. It's optimism as well.
Okay.
I think they're brave to do this. And I was having internal dialogue consistently, like, would I do it? Could I do it? But this might be the best way to find love. It really it stoked some feelings.
Okay. Interesting. So obviously the show is hosted by Vanessa and Nick Lachey. I do have to say, first of all, I loved Vanessa's dress. I absolutely loved it.
The pattern, that was a nice
dress. Oh, it was just amazing. I really, really loved it. Oh, it was shirt dress, I should say. Yeah, that was interesting. I think like the first couple that we saw was Chelsea. Do you guys remember? Because obviously there's a lot of people at the moment, so names like try and keep up. Chelsea and Kwame. Kwame's the ex-soccer player. Guardian. Yes.
He absolutely is. Every time I wrote his down, I was always like cousin Kwame.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's so Ghanaian.
Yeah. He's so Ghanaian. Yes, he was very interesting. I thought I really liked because they would get Chelsea and Kwame were getting on really well. She had a question about his transition from, you know, injury to, you know, transitioning out of soccer or football. Football.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I thought, what an insightful, thoughtful question. I was just taking notes. Like, that shows empathy, understanding.
You were taking
like,
notes, Auntie Sade?
I was taking notes because I love a good game, you know.
Yeah. Do you know what though?
That's great. Yeah.
When I first saw Chelsea, there was something like she had a bit of a hardness. So I wasn't sure if Kwame instantly connected with her, because I thought, because she had her guard up, which is fine, I just felt a hardness from her and a kind of like a pause from him. I mean, it's early days, but I felt the pause.
Yeah, I would concur with that. But I did think, again, like what Sade was saying, I think she did ask really good questions and probe him in a really good way. Although throughout the probing, I was like, he was throwing up, for me, a few red flags.
A lot of red flags.
From that instance.
Yes.
Oh. I would have, if I was her, I would have been marking him down as a bit insecure. Like, already I would be like, there are security issues and his purpose issues. So I would be marking him down. Like, do I want a guy that has issues, or that, and I'm going to work with them, or am I just going to file them away? He would have maybe, for me, been in the file away bin.
Interesting.
Because you know what, from him talking, I got more of that from him talking rather than being in the pod. And when he was in the chair, like just talking about who he was and his background, those are the flags for me. And I'm like, and again, I was honed in on him saying that his prom day, you know, he's had rejection because of his race, basically, and him having to hide or wanting to hide who he was and not wanting people to. Basically, I felt a lot of rejection and pain.
Yeah. So when he was talking, so then it went on to his next date, which was him and MICAH. And he talked a little bit about he talked about him not wanting to say his name was Kwame and wanting to say it was Alex instead. And they also talked about manifestation, which was interesting. I did roll my eyes a little bit because
yes, same. I didn't believe MICAH. It was a bit like empath and manifestation. I got a bit
I just thought I actually thought like this is an easy one for guys to trick girls almost as well, kind of thing. It's just like, yeah, if you just think something, it will happen. Yeah, totally. Like, ugh. I didn't like it at all. Serious. So yeah, that's when I was at that point I was just like, not sure about this guy, to be honest. But I can't lie, I did not see that in him and Chelsea's conversation at all. So I did think he started off strong, to be honest. Then we had Paul and MICAH. So Paul is the environmental scientist. And that was like, I thought that was like a bit of a dry conversation. I didn't really have any notes on that at all, kind of thing, which was
the same. Other than all I wrote was, this guy really looks like the man from You.
Yeah,
that's literally my note on Paul.
The curly,
he's in the same grouping.
Curly hair.
Yeah, he's in that same grouping. I thought he was, you know, as those guys go, he was. It ticked a box of normal niceness, I guess. That was it.
But I did notice though. So then it was interesting, the edit. I love the edit because then it went from Paul and Amber, basically. So Amber's the 31 flight attendant, and he said literally the same thing he said to what do you call it? MICAH. So he said, oh, you know, our wedding. He was like foretelling, basically, which is kind of like a trick, right? Do you know what I mean? When guys do that, they're basically saying, think of the future, you're secure, we're secure. No, absolutely not. I was just like, interesting.
It was dodgy. It was dodgy that you're instantly going into like a love mode, like really, like, so you're positioning yourself like, I am totally ready to settle down with you, directly you. That's dodgy. Again, I'm surprised. I don't know how they like sneer you in, because again, we don't know the sequence of convos. There may be more, and then that's showing us the fourth or fifth. But to me, it just felt really you like. I just couldn't get away from it. I was thinking like, no, this guy is dodgy. Look at him. But obviously they can't see him.
I think throughout the series, that's one of the things. Is like, how do you, when you see some of the guys repeating what they're saying, and it's just a line, and it's like who falls for it or who uncovers the trickery, and then they're like, okay, let me dig a bit deeper because she's not falling for that level, so let me go to the next level. It's all. I suppose you have to slightly forgive them for the game, but you have to be wary and really smart.
No, I'm not forgiving them. No, seriously. Because if you're trying to create a unique connection with someone, you should not be repeating the same thing. Plus, even what you're saying as well, like that, you know, foretelling, it's false. It's actually false. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, I did think, but I can't lie, I was more focused on Amber because she's married twice before. That's when it was revealed. And I was just like, whoa.
She's 33 years old.
I can't remember her age.
33. Oh no, Amber's 31.
31. 2 marriages.
Yeah.
And she said both of them treated her bad. She's not a good picker, is she? Or was it?
She's not a good picker. Like, I think you're not a good picker. There's no way around it.
I'm just like, babe, this is the thing, baby. Maybe marriage ain't for you. Do you know what I mean? Like
maybe you run ahead. Yeah. Like the thing is, you've put yourself on this show to get married, to marriage. Maybe we need to then take steps back. Like I run into marriage, and I've done it twice before.
To the point where I run onto a show where I run into marriage.
Right. Man. I was more feeling for Paul. I was just like, bro, this ain't for you. You clearly can't make good decisions. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like, nah, she's wanting marriage to fulfill her rather than there's probably some stuff that you need to work on. Do you know what I mean? Then we had Jacquelina and Chris. Chris, I've just got bloody hell no.
Yes. Chris seems to turn off Jacquelina. Just that was it, and I wasn't sure where he was from. I wasn't sure, kind of like South Asian-y.
Yeah, I thought so.
Oh,
that threw up that reminder of the guy from season 2. You know, the Asian guy that was just an arsehole.
Yes,
so like repping your people, then you're just
where did you lot put Jacquelina from?
I thought she's Latina.
That's what I was thinking, but then sometimes I don't know. She turned, and I was really seeing mixed race. Like I was seeing more black.
Oh, maybe.
I think her delivery and her way she speaks. I'm being making huge assumptions, but I assumed she was Latina.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I liked her though. Instantly, I really liked her. Like, I was like, I like her vibe.
I did. I do think that the only thing is she's 26. I think the younger ones, I'm just like, like, do you know what I mean? Is this the show for you? I don't know. Like, I just think maybe a bit too young. I mean, you know, people do get young. It's marriage young. Do you know what I mean? Like and stuff. But like, I do think like this is a massive commitment to be making when you haven't even. Do you know what I mean? You're barely out of school. Right. Or whatever. Like, I just think, it's just a massive this method is do you know what I mean? For the rest of your life using this method. Yeah. When she was talking about at one point, like, you know, she's been through, what was she saying? She was talking about years. She was been single for years. I'm just thinking, you haven't been alive for years.
What years?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean? But she was interesting. And then Billy, I can't even remember. Maybe he dated Jacquelina as well, because Billy was talking about he was just a turn off. Like he was like he loves leopard print. He was asking about ethnicity. He was asking about height. He just seemed like a really foul. I don't know. That montage maybe was just like you know. You get some dodgy ones.
True, isn't it? He may be asking normal questions, and then every so often he throws in a curveball, and they just showed us all of his curveballs. But overall, nobody ain't going for him. Like,
no, when he was going for the different East Asian countries that Wendy could have been from, that was a lot.
Yeah, I didn't like that at all.
No, Billy,
and
no.
then we had Tiffany, 36, client recruiter, and Brett, 35, design director. And they seem to kick it off from the start. And we love a black couple, don't we?
We love a black couple. And I like Brett. I was like, yeah, he cute. He cute.
Do you? Okay.
I think it's cute. Yeah, I didn't see that. Honestly, Brett came across like a nice guy and everything. I weren't seeing cute or anything, but I was at that point. I was hoping to see more black men for Tiffany, because I just wanted more for her. I just felt like Brett was he's gonna be work. Like that's all I kept on thinking. Like he has so much work.
Yeah.
I, as a woman, would be like, nah, man, I'm 36. I want to get married. He just seemed too much work to get up to a standard where we could run to the rainbows. Yeah. I wanted more for her, actually. I can't even lie. I wanted more for her because I thought this guy, no.
Really? I fell in love straight away with him. I thought, yeah, let's go.
Really? No, I can't lie. I think he's, even at this stage, I was just like, my note was, he's going to disappoint me. That was my note. Really? Yeah, because the thing is, they're both the same. That was my other thing, is that they're both the same, as in their last relationship was about 10 years ago and it lasted for about 10 years. But the reasonings for that are going to be so different. It's unreal. Do you know what I mean? And I just don't, I like, unfortunately, there is like, seems to be a little pattern with men at a certain position, have a certain, do you know what I mean? Like, you know, status, you know, I just think like, I agree. I think he's going to be hard work. I really do, because like, why not, bro? I just don't know.
I think I liked his exploration. I don't know. I felt his vibe. I really did. But maybe I slightly fancied him, so that's why I'm like giving him a blind.
Okay.
Yeah, you could.
It's not even I just thought he just. Do you know what it is of the pickings of in that we're in there? I think I just like, okay, he's actually good looking. I think Tiffany's looked like a lovely woman. I just like put it together, but a little bit superficially.
I think I like Tiffany.
Tiffany, yeah.
If I'm being honest, I like Tiffany, and so I just wanted. I want her to progress. Yeah. So I want another guy for you, though. Even if it's to match it up so that we can see. Yeah, I wanted more for her. Because I swear, like, the black women seem to always only have one.
No, there was a couple of black guys in there. We just didn't hear from them.
I mean, like, their through line progression. Like, there doesn't ever seem to be the tussle up.
Like a battle between them.
So weird. And I wanted that in season 4. I wanted the tussle up. I wanted her to be desired and fought over.
Okay.
That's what I was after.
Okay.
Interesting. And then let's skip to Irina and Zach. That we got a first look at them. Zach is the 31-year-old criminal defense attorney. He seemed to get really deep with Irina, like super quickly. Yeah. His story is that his mother was a stripper and she died. She's from Russia, and it seemed like to me they really, really liked each other. Yeah. Like that's what I know. Like, oh, they've connected, they've bonded, and stuff. What did you guys think?
Deeply, like you know, having deep convos with each other, being very vulnerable and putting it all out there. I did think, interesting. That they're on my ones to watch.
Yeah,
like.
Someone like him who's been through so much, the way he just like for whatever that vibe was that he felt like he could really reveal himself to her, that was interesting.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get there, but I have thoughts.
I mean.
And then we had Bliss and Zach. So Bliss 31. I think she looks mixed race to me, but I thought she was mixed heritage. Yeah. But obviously that hasn't been disclosed. They're the same age. So Irina's younger. She's much younger. She's like 25, right? 25, so so Bliss is closer to Zach's age. And you know, they seem to get on like a house on fire, which was really cute. They were talking about, the thing is, you know what was weird in that combo, I thought, was just like they liked the same, or they knew of the same song. Like they had,
yeah.
And he was just like, I can sing it from memory. I was just like, well, no shit. Like, how else do you sing back a song? Like,
and she was gassed by that as well.
Yeah, like, I was just like, is this weird?
It was like his favorite song that made him think of his mum, and it's her mum's favorite song for her. Right?
Yes,
that was mad. That's a mad connection.
Yeah,
so I like that because I didn't. I may have missed it in recent years, but I don't remember them talking so much or showing us the fun things that they did and that they listened to music together and everything. And I was like, that's really important, actually, that you have a kind of music synergy. Or even when you're at the opposite ends or somebody is teaching you about music, I was like, that's actually really intimate. So I quite like that they let us know that this was a part of their process. I was like, oh, that's really cute. I believe in the couples a little bit more.
Like they're bonding, right? They're super bonding. I think we had a quick clip where MICAH was talking about that her top two were Paul and Kwame. So we had that. Then we went back to Tiffany and Brett. I just thought they liked each other. Brett then also revealed he worked at Nike, like he talked about his story and stuff and everything like that. Again, I was just like, he's gonna be work. Like he's gonna be work.
Why?
Being bullied.
You mean his trauma was going to be too much to unpack?
It's not even that it's too much. Everybody's got trauma. It was the way in which he spoke about it. And I just felt like at his age and her age, do you have enough time to really get this man in a place?
I hear you.
That was the only thing. I'm just thinking biologically, like she wants marriage, a family. Do you? Because he's not talking like past tense. Everything was very present and on his chest. And I was like, I don't know. Do you have enough time for this? But if she wants to go through it, she can go through it. He just reconfirmed to me, hard work, man. Do you want to do it?
100%.
I wasn't there.
No, it was like fairy tale. I was just like,
cute. This is so cute.
No, I was just like, you're a director, a design director at Nike, yeah. And you're choosing this as your method. Nah. No, you got issues, babe. It's you. You're the problem.
Am I the drama?
Am I in it? That's the way I was seeing it. But I did like Tiffany's honesty, because she was just like, in the real world, she would have judged him for not having a degree, which I thought is very, actually, do you know what I mean? Especially when you like online dating and it's really easy to tick that box to say you only want to date people with, you know, a college degree or a certain amount of wealth and like that. They can easily get filtered out, which was interesting. However, I slightly think it might save her, but but anyway, that's my thoughts. Then we had Amber and MICAH both revealing they both like Paul. Chelsea and Kwame were Chelsea, I think I've got a note that she said that he gets my heart, my head, and my vagina.
It's a free trifecta. 3 degrees of freedom.
Like Chelsea was smitten with him, like pretty much straight away.
Why? I didn't get that, but
well, I just thought she's going for what she wants. She wants to get married. Like, she's letting
her heart, mind, and vagina.
Yeah.
What else do you want in life?
And then we have Kwame telling MICAH that he likes Chelsea, and because she reciprocates his feelings and validates him. Like he put it out there, this is why. But then he backtracks and then he's like, but you MICAH are perfect on paper.
Yeah.
So my note was Kwame gives me Shaq vibes.
I don't know that, and I know that's funny and an insult from coming from you. But Kwame, that was a flag for me. Like him saying that the leaning into the validation, constantly needing that validation. Like, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. That, boy, that to me, that's a red flag.
That absolutely is. But he was showing his insecurities all the way along. So yeah, I wasn't surprised at that. I was like, no, this guy, yeah, he's polite. And he does seem like, yeah, he's well brought up and everything.
Yeah.
But fundamentals for a husband, I don't think he's mature enough yet.
I want him to go to Ghana for a little bit.
You want him to go to? He might have been. He might have been.
That's where leaders just come from, really. Like,
It's serious.
What are you trying to say, Auntie Nana?
I'm just saying.
Say something
has...
rude, but I think it's recent. But I think he was just like, he was just laying it on too thick with MICAH for me. Yes. He was saying he wanted to propose early. She was like stunned with silence, like not even a sound. And she asked him, why do you feel like that? So you know when like a girl is just like, tell me more. Tell me more. Like it was that kind of vibe. And my note is, I don't think she's into him as much. Like, and what was it? She said something like it stays between us.
Yeah, she wanted to keep that. Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't believe her at all.
She was hedging her bets, innit? She didn't want Paul to hear.
What I didn't get was he didn't seem to read all of her cues of the I am keeping very measured with you.
Yeah.
He was like, he was seeing it like she's into me type of like, it's all me. I was like, this girl is not remotely showing you this, you know, bro. Like,
yeah,
he's being very cautious, and yeah, it was really weird. I didn't get why he was so on her.
His motivations are very I don't trust them. So yeah, his falling in love hard with something like for him, I don't trust his instant reaction at all.
Right. Yeah. I couldn't see, apart from the manifestation thing, like, but if you're basing it on that, it's so shallow. Like it's just
she
so
kept me
like, do you know what I mean? Like what?
I know they can't see each other, but I don't think MICAH's got all the looks.
MICAH? No. Oh, okay. Yeah, like, but I mean, like in some, as we've seen in Love Island, I know you didn't review it with us, but you know the show, Auntie AK, as you see, some people's type is a hair color. Do you know what I mean? And she's blonde. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. Does it matter? I think she's grown up in a world where that doesn't matter. She's blonde.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? And that's gives her a certain amount of privilege. You know, preference with people. And she freaking knows it. She knows it. Absolutely knows it.
Yes.
So yeah, we see Amber with Paul. And Paul gave Amber some flowers.
Yeah.
And Amber, I couldn't catch what she actually said, but it was something to do with cheating. And then Paul was like, that's a red flag.
He said that he asked her if she'd ever cheated on a spouse. I think that's been slightly revealed when she'd been married before. And the thing is, she said, if I was to, it would have been because there'd been a build up of a situation where I eventually did. But then he's like red flag, and she said, but I haven't. So I thought that was a little bit of dramatic from him, because she was actually speaking hypothetically. And then it made me think the way that you could say something and you're just exploring it, and then someone's like, nope, get gone, because you just now triggered me and I don't like you anymore. I thought that was a bit of a minefield conversation that she wasn't aware of.
Yeah,
definitely. He of all of the red flags that she was given, it seemed like he just wanted to say to her at some point, you're a bit of a red flag.
Yeah.
That's how, if I was her, I would have been like, my marriages are a red flag. It's not this cheating. He heard what I said about the cheating, but it was the marriages thing, really.
Yeah.
And she should know that. Like, 2 failed marriages. Obviously, he is going to be like,
what's going on, chick? Seriously. It was And then we cut to, this is when we started getting some juicy drama because then we cut to the living quarters and then we see MICAH and IRINA mocking the flowers, mocking the flowers that Amber got, and it was just like, these little bitches.
That's horrible. Why? Like, why would you just come to cause bitchy chaos?
I don't know, mate.
It was so random.
Weird.
They're just horrible. Like, honestly, I kind of get. This thing is sad. MICAH fits the bill of that mean girl. Like every school has her. But IRINA, like I hate those. You know, like the bitchy girl always has a sidekick.
Yeah. A Milhouse.
Like, why have you casted yourself as the bitch sidekick? Like, why have you done that? It's just like, oh yeah, they're irritating.
No, it was so weird. It's like, it was so weird because IRINA, did she reveal her story at that point? But it was just like, babe, nah. You need to relax. You need to relax a little bit.
Like, make sure that somebody proposes to you about you're getting messy in the house.
Right.
What are you here for? What are you actually here for?
But it's interesting, but I like the editing because it's showing the characters, right? Do you know what I mean? We've already got our villains. They was just like, okay, these two are the villains. They're freaking villains, mate. Then we have Paul and MICAH, and he asked her who she would choose, and MICAH was like, straight up Paul, you know? So she revealed, you know, and then I can't remember who said it, but someone said, when I think of love, I think of you. Was it Paul or was it MICAH? I think it was MICAH. It must have been.
I didn't make a note of that. It could have been, I'm not sure.
Anyway, I was just like, okay, MICAH, but to Kwame, you were saying
all sorts.
That was I was like, MICAH, I'm surprised. I thought she was going to play it a little bit longer. So I was very surprised that she laid it on Paul that quickly. But then I was thinking, but she's also been watching Amber.
This is
so he had to lay it quickly. So you know, when you're just like, are you actually even sure though? Yeah. Or are you like, that bitch ain't getting him?
Yeah, I felt that's competition where you haven't even given it time, but you're actually playing competition. Well, I don't know if that's a natural thing to do though, because I put myself in the place again because I was romanticizing. I was like, would I be worried about the other people? Would I be just focusing on my game when it comes to me in the pod and the guy that I like? Why would I? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I think it depends on your motive.
Yeah.
Do you want to stay longer, or do you want to be alone?
You got to eliminate the competition by doing undercut things.
But for me, I would have to know from the guy that he's into, like, do you know what I mean? I would have to have not a shadow of a doubt that this guy is going to pick me. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a slam dunk. It's only a matter of time because of the process. Do you know what I mean? Because it's embarrassing. Like, they're filming everything.
Yes.
I don't know how the edit's gonna go. Do you know what I mean?
So I guess she was hedging. She was hedging in. She was hedging in. The more chats Paul has with Amber, he could switch to Amber.
Yeah.
So I guess if you know, I've had him locked in for 3 chats now. I'm winning. I've got to lock him in totally. And she did it.
He has to. And because she was kind of pushing him, isn't it?
Yeah.
So then it ended on Brett and Tiffany. Tiffany, you know, Tiffany saying, you know, I feel like I'm in love with you. And Brett's response was, he hasn't heard those words before. And then he was talking, and then it ended with Tiffany falling asleep and him getting annoyed. That's how it ended.
That is where I was like, couldn't anyone?
Go, sorry.
No. I was just like, it's like sometimes the drama for the TV show, because I was like, was she really sleeping? But
he was gone.
She was asleep, bro. Do you know? Anyway, I don't want to say. No, I'm gonna say
her eyes were. You know, even when she was talking, you could see. You know, when you're in that, I'm going to sleep. You're still talking. She was already there.
Yeah.
He was already in the I'm sleeping, but I'm talking mode. But why was he saying her name quietly?
Yeah.
Why are you going?
Did they reveal or did he actually realise she'd fallen? He thought she was left in it.
Gone or whatever. Tiffany, I just was confessing my love for you, and you're there, Tiffany.
He wasn't confessing his love, though. No, he was talking about his feelings.
Yes, he was getting there.
He was getting there.
Huh? No, he was not. He was not professing his love. She said, "I feel like I'm in love with you." His response was, "I haven't heard that before."
And then he was to expand on his lack of love, and now her saying that was making him feel like a full, complete gentleman. And she fell asleep.
This is why you should never tell someone you love them first.
Never ever. Never ever.
This is why never. They have to go first. They have to tell you first.
I said both people are both in that space of I never say it first. So no one's saying it.
No one said it. 1, 2, 3, go.
Yeah, it's that. Yeah. You better be saying it, bro. Because I'm but yeah, no, it's just like, come on. And the thing is, I'm sorry. I can imagine him being boring as hell. Like, do you know what I mean? Like just droning on, kind of thing. But thinking he's, because of his position and what he does, like people listen to him. Do you know what I mean? Like he's used to people listening to him.
Vibes. He doesn't give pompous vibes.
No, he gives dry vibes.
If you're like, do you know his position? Yeah, he's a design director at Nike. People will listen to him no matter what.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? So you're used to that. So no one's telling you that you're chatting shit, you're boring, you're dry. Wrap it up. No one's telling you.
Is he dry though? Why was he dry?
She fell asleep, bro.
She fell asleep. He's dry. He is. He's definitely workable. Dry. He's workable. It's not that he ain't workable. I think he's a decent guy. He's got good prospects.
No, you lot hate him.
You've got to put a lot into him because he needs a lot. He needs a lot. He needs work. Like, but yeah, he's trying.
I love Brett.
Yeah. Oh, because he also cried, right? He cried.
Yeah, little tears.
The story was deep though.
Yeah, he cried. Yeah. Yes.
Are you not going to expand on his deep story?
Okay, so he said like basically his brother, who was it with his girlfriend for 10 years, and they were supposed to get married, and like maybe a couple of weeks before, he had a freak accident. So instead of them planning a wedding or going to a wedding, the family was brought together by a funeral, which is a very sad story. Do you know what I mean? It's a very, very, very sad story. So
and it contributed to his fear of finding love and losing it in a heartbeat.
Yes. Yeah. I can see how you can rationalize that. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Again, all of those things, it's a lot though, isn't it? Like if I'm gonna marry the person.
This is what I'm saying. Like you've got stuff, like you need to work through some stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like this is the thing. It's just like I do think like again, we have a Black woman taking on all of this.
I understand that.
Do you know what I mean? Like seriously, you have to take on a lot, like to have that peace and happiness. Like she's going into knowing that she has to deal with all of this heavy stuff, and essentially, kind of make him feel that he's secure enough to reciprocate those feelings that she's feeling for him. Do you know what I mean? So you see how there could be a bit of a double whammy there, where she's doing a hell of a lot of work and he don't have to do. He can just be like so. Yeah, like I'm not. I think it's hard work. I just think it's hard work because he's already given her a reason, right? So if he turns around and says anything, he's given her the reason. Yeah, like do you know what I mean, this is why I can't say this back.
At the beginning.
Yeah, do you know what I mean, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that was episode 1. Yes. It was, would you want to get some questions and stuff? Was there any comments?
There wasn't really much questions. And we got clarification. Jacquelina is Mexican or a Latina from Lazel, he thinks.
Okay.
Life of Bodge says the hit ratio on this show is low.
It's very low.
And I think this was in regards to MICAH that I got low-key the plastic vibes.
Yeah, that yeah,
definitely.
Oh yes, yeah.
And Life of Bodge also said, I have been waiting for a Ghanaian to come to the show themselves. Us Yoruba demons took the heat last season.
Mate.
Yeah. Let's see what the Ghanaian does. But
who's Life of Bodge saying she's here because she's desperate? Is that is he talking about what's her name?
Tiffany, I think. I thought that was Tiffany.
Oh, I thought it was
Tiffany. Yeah.
Right.
Poor thing. So then we're moving on to episode 2. So episode 2, yeah, we see first of all, we see 2 of the girls going in to wake up Tiffany.
How did they know to go and wake her up though? That was that part of the
producers from production. Yeah. Production. Go and get your girl. She is
wake her up.
Sleepy.
Yeah.
So embarrassing.
I thought then she have an episode that she's having like a, what do you call it, maybe a fit or something, because the way she woke up was like she had an issue. I thought there was an issue. I thought there was more drama to it.
I know what you're saying. No, I thought I made a note of maybe she had been drinking
or something. Yeah.
Oh yeah, like I thought she was
in quite a deep sleep. Like, and they say the days are flipping long anyway. So I was like, if she had had a bit of alcohol as well,
yeah,
all of that adrenaline, you can totally knock out. Like it's like, but she was sleeping. That wasn't a little snooze.
Yeah. Oh God, this is gonna test me now. Jacqueline and Marshall and Josh. So Jacqueline was saying that, you know, she's caught between 2 people. Marshall and Jacqueline, they're talking about everlasting love. Marshall got deep about his dad.
Yeah.
And his anxiety over math lessons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had strict parents. They cried together on that, connecting on strict parents.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll leave that there. And then Tiffany and Brett.
Yes.
She literally starts begging straight away.
Before we get to that, Brett, when he got in front of the guys and they was like, how did it go? And he was like, oh my God, I'm finished.
Yeah.
Huge overreaction.
Oh, yeah, he's done. Yeah, he said he's done.
That was a lot.
Yeah, he's done.
Again, I put a mark against his name. Like, this guy will make you start begging him to be with you. There's too much. There's too much with him.
That was my first, like, okay, guy, calm down. Like, relax.
Because how dare anyone fall asleep while he's talking?
He didn't know. Did he think she'd left?
Huh?
Did he think she'd left?
Oh, I don't know. I think he
didn't clarify that.
Didn't he?
Because he didn't say.
I don't know.
He didn't say what he thought.
It can't be that dramatic. Then I would. That's your chief.
Yeah, it was.
He knew that she fell asleep because he was like, I was pouring out my heart. He said the line and she fell asleep.
Did he say she fell asleep?
Yeah, I think so. Because he referenced it. Because he was like, I was speaking.
Oh no! So Mad Gammy says he thought she left.
Oh really? Okay. Well, that would be crazy. That would be a deep conclusion. Like, bro,
come on. Because I don't know. I was thinking, would I have gone to that she left? But there was nothing. There's no response. So was she like? Did you fight or flight?
In the middle of conversation where you're talking about, she confessed that you loved, she loves you. And you're talking about.
Then is that speaks to sometimes the erraticness of some situations. You just go really dramatic. He hates me because he hasn't texted for 4 hours, and then
the dramatic one is him.
That is a huge flying red flag.
Huge. It's the flag with 2 hands.
It's the airplane flag. But to be fair, then are we red flags as women? I know I've been dramatic about it, but not maybe made it public.
Every time you say we, I'm just like my baby's up. It's not me. Okay.
Me.
Are you a red flag?
Are you? I might be.
Okay. Maybe you need to.
In some behaviors, I know I've had a dramatic reaction to something. Okay.
Small. Yes.
You can finish your sentence.
If my brethren had come and told me on the other side of that that this girl went nuts because I was literally in a sauna for 2 hours and I hadn't responded to her text, and she was like, "What's happened to you?" and had gone mad, I'd be like, "Dude, maybe she isn't the girl."
Yeah. I mean, yeah, fair. Facts.
And if that was my friend, I'd be like, "Babe, relax."
Yes.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so,
With facts, not your imagination.
It depends, because there's that emotional anxiety or panic, like, oh my God, what's happening? You get calmed down, and it's how you act afterwards, to be fair.
But this is the thing, it's just like, now her work is going to be calming him down. That is labor. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like, this is what I'm saying. But it is. This is what
it's facts. I'm not disagreeing. I'm laughing because it's true. It's just because you lot have stepped on my whole, like, I like Brett.
But see, you're learning, isn't it?
You're not lying.
I will probably come round to them, but I wanted more for her. But eventually, the same way I wanted more for Shaq and Tanya, I wanted more for Shaq. I will probably fall in love with their black love. I will probably do that.
And then also there's a bit of, I think that's me rooting for everybody black, but boy. Okay, but what you guys are saying is absolutely fact.
Okay, so notice we're 1 second in. But Tiffany and Brett, basically, she starts begging him straight away, saying that, she's so sorry, she didn't mean it and stuff. And she, rightly so, thought that he would have a dramatic reaction. But then he just turns around, calms it all down, and then, is the hero because he actually gets on one knee and proposes, which was
cute though.
It was a very cute. That was cute. What was his line? What did he say? He said, it's just a dip or a bump in the road of a fantastic journey or something like that.
Yes. Look at that. Bars.
Yeah. Bars.
He also did say, I feel her support as well. And again...
God, this is what
I'm saying. No, guys, no.
Why? What's the issue?
No, stop it. Why do you want these things?
What?
Yeah, but are you doing the work to support yourself? This is what I don't like. You know what I mean? Because a lot of men do not all, but a lot of men do not do the work, and they put this on women, like that is their job and their duty, and this is a condition, sometimes even a condition of an expectation of marriage. Do you know what I mean?
What's Tiffany saying though? What's she saying about Brett? Did we make notes on that?
Tiffany weren't saying, she was just begging him in the beginning. That's all.
Yeah,
she said yes.
She said yes. She feels supported too, no?
I haven't made any notes.
So what was your note saying? Tell us. Yeah. What note did you put down about Tiffany saying?
I was just thinking of you all and made notes.
Okay.
No, Tiffany. I didn't make any notes of Tiffany saying anything in regards
to
other than yes.
Other than she likes him.
Yeah, that's it.
And okay, that's cool. We can like someone, but you need to marry them.
Oh wow.
This is the thing. Okay. But it's a show, so I get it. Then we have Kwame and MICAH. Basically, she done for me, one of the things that I hate, referencing Love Island again, because she's talking about that she has other connections and it's been a slow burn. I fucking hate that term. Slow burn. No, it's such a cop-out. Like, just say you don't like them that much. Do you know what I mean? It's a slow burn, she was saying. But yeah, so they had a bit of a conversation. She basically broke up with him, in like less than 5 minutes. It was just so quick. Kwame, the biggest red flag, like, it was a horn. It was a horn. It was alarm bells. It was just everything. He was just like, okay, thanks for your time. Thanks for your time. Have a great night. He turned it into a job interview, in my opinion.
That's literally what I wrote. It's like, it was very corporate.
Yeah.
It was a longhand way of saying stay blessed.
Yes.
But literally he took to alcohol, but it literally was like...
but his dramatics afterwards was a lot.
When he was talking, he done the talking head, and he was just like, it's kind of fucked up, right?
Right? And I was like, no. And I was like, no, this is the game. I literally said to the screen, this is the game, Kwame. It isn't fucked up.
I'm not laughing at tears, but he was properly crying. He was proper, like crying. It felt like he was crying for his soul. His soul.
But that comes to his insecurities about him and being rejected, and that's a lot.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. You think it's a rejection?
Yeah, it's a rejection because he felt that to his core. Flashbacks.
He took a shot. We saw him with a shot glove. He took alcohol, and when he first started crying, you know, I really don't like, and for anybody that's watched us previously, I don't like seeing black men crying on TV. The first bit was all right. I could handle that. It was, that was sad anyway. You got rejected and you liked her. When he was on the bar, barling, that I just started laughing. I was like, dude, take it to the toilet. Like, do this in private. This is not okay. Like,
it was a lot.
No, it's not that deep. And then
take it to the toilet. Like, they won't have cameras there,
so we don't have to see it
somewhere because his whole body was shaking at the bar.
Like,
it was a dance.
Really? Dude, you're barling like this over somebody you haven't even seen.
You know what? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because we are where we are. Yeah. Yeah. Stop crying. It was too much.
It's a lot.
Pick up your head. Like, what's going on?
As you said, Auntie Shadi, that was fucked up, right? I'm stuck on that. I was stuck on that. It's not fucked up, bro. It is what it is, bro.
Just said no. Just said no. That's all. She just said no. But she done it with the quickness, yeah. He was not expecting, he wasn't expecting it at all.
He
was. He was ready. Because he said that if he could do it now, he would. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, so I feel like they have to wait till a certain time. So that was interesting. And then we had Amber and Paul.
1 second, can I just get this? Newsbite says Tiffany is unstable, Kwame is super insecure, and Marshall thinks he has game. Laugh out loud.
Yes. Yeah, we'll get to Marshall.
Your accent's so cute. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh my God. So yeah, Amber and Paul. So basically, when Paul was talking to MICAH basically told him, you need to break up with Amber immediately. Yes. Do you know what I mean? Immediately. We're exclusive now. This is happening. You're going to. Paul was like, okay.
Yes.
And when he got to Amber, poor Amber though, because she didn't have a frigging clue either. That was horrible. She was like bubbly up kind of thing, and he was just mumbling.
Did you guys see how she got the chair ready? You know, like, because she got her blanket out, was all prepared, like, we're gonna chat.
Yeah.
Oh, I was vexed with Paul standing behind the sofa, like as you're
standing behind it. He was feeling
was it the setup before their last conversation was more or less she thought that it was a sure in. He reassured her. She was
he gave her flowers. Do you know what I mean? Micah didn't get flowers. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's just like, you know, she would be in her right to think, okay, there's meaning here. He likes me. Maybe I've got a bit of an edge. Do you know what I mean? And no, Paul, he was just mumbling his way through it, not really saying much. Amber's response was, fuck you, Paul. I was just like, yeah, definitely. Then Paul came out into the men's living quarters, all like, I've done it. And Kwame hating in the background. Hating.
That whole conversation to me.
Yeah, you feel like a villain when someone's a villain.
Yeah.
When you're the villain of your own story, and he's the villain. You know what I'm saying? When you're the villain of your own, I was like, this.
Find out he's the villain.
Yeah.
What show is he in?
I don't
Seriously, for me, he was given unstable, unhinged. Like you could go into like a rage, a rampage. Like I was just like, bro, you guys are in the same quarters. I'm scared for y'all.
Way too much.
And Paul was oblivious, no?
Yes,
he was just oblivious, mate.
Paul came across like he was totally just on a. I don't know what's going on with you, Kwame. But what is happening with me is I'm a villain. Like Paul was in his own monologue, and then Kwame was adding to it from a sidebar. Then it literally was like, take your M hairline and go away. Like, just
oh.
No, but it's not about you, bro. That's the thing. And the thing is, I know he's identifying with Amber in that moment, and he's thinking, I'm the bitch. Like, that's what he was thinking in that moment. Seriously.
We're the losers in this. I'm a loser.
I'm a loser. That's it. Seriously. And then we had, I think at that moment, they may have cut to, what is it called? Chelsea consoling Amber. And then you had the bitchiest behavior of Irene and what's it called? MICAH. Just spying on Irene, going and spying on their conversation and laughing.
And then abort. Are you okay?
It was disgusting.
It was horrible. Actually disgusting behavior.
But remember when Amber came in and immediately MICAH started smiling when she saw her. Just that initial walking in, I was like, you are foul. Like, honestly, that could have been you though, you know, if you hadn't the flipping twist arms. Horrible.
This is it. It's really bad. I like Chelsea though. I think she's a really genuine person. I really like her vibe, and she was so supportive to Amber. That was really cool. Then we had Britt and Tiffany's reveal. So this, if you don't know, this is the moment. Up until this point, they haven't actually seen each other, but they are technically engaged, and they like stand at opposite ends, and the doors open, and they, you know, maybe run, jog, skip to each other. You know what I mean? And I thought it was really cute. It seemed like they were both happy. I thought it was a cute moment actually, and it was nice to have them up first as well.
Because they'll have a little bit longer as well to get to know each other. They looked cute. Like, you could see them working, like, you know, as a couple somewhere. You could see them. It was like,
it makes sense. I think he was so relieved. And she
can you imagine? You literally don't know what you are.
Listen, that's my worst.
I've seen that season 1. Was you gonna season 1 with the blonde girl that let her dog drink the wine when she saw?
Was it the one when her guy was shorter? Was it that one?
Yes.
Wow. She couldn't stand. She was disappointed.
Like she couldn't hide.
Like
She couldn't. That was the most brutal.
That's terrible. Your dog.
That whole season was a mess.
It was chaos. It was chaos.
Those two, I felt. And you know what you like, innit? And if you literally have the opposite of that come through, but you kind of like their personality,
that feeling, you can't unmatch that feeling when you just like.
Too much.
Wow.
So then we had cut into Marshall and Jackie. So basically Jackie's obviously been talking to Josh as well. Josh apparently said to Jacqueline that if he can't have her, he's going to pack his bags and leave. And then Marshall just took this as like Vim. He's a big man.
Marshall's like, he looks very soft and sweet, but he's got a little pepper in him.
Yeah.
I think it's because he's been taken for an idiot before. So he's like, no, you're not going to take this soft face for fun.
Yes. I think he is an idiot.
Yes, it was also that.
Oh, dang.
No. Let's be real. It's serious. This is a reality show. It's fair game. But like, because you got a lot of Vim. What was you going back there to do? Have you seen the size of Josh? Are you all right? There's nothing going back there to do. You was just posturing. You was just pushing out your chest. Do you know what I mean?
I'm not underestimating no one. Josh had, what's the name? Marshall's got a little bit of fire pepper in him.
I think he's got talk. I think so. I don't think, like, if Josh, looking at the size of Josh and then look at the size of Marshall, I just don't think he's got the minimum. But I think technique, because I don't want to be rude. You're crying about maths, yeah? I don't think you've got the mineral. I don't know if you're saying
that. Someone who's in touch with his emotions also can't be a world-class chopper.
I mean, he could be. Who knows?
He could be.
He literally could be.
Unequivocally no.
But I wasn't believing him. But he could be. But I didn't believe.
I saw that little haywire thing in his eye. I saw something. I just saw something.
Thought you're benefiting for the fact that no one can see you right now. Do you know what I mean? That's what it is. Like his bravado. Huh? Yeah, but you wasn't giving that energy to Josh. So when you was in his face, what did you do? Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's not gonna fight though. You can't
no,
fight.
but listen, but if you're on smoke, this is what I'm saying. You was going on like you was on smoke in the room. When you saw Josh, you was not on smoke. When you mentioned it, Josh came to you immediately. To say what's happening.
Yes.
What is it?
Yes.
He did not back down. He did not stop.
Back down either.
You know what I mean? Seriously, Josh is not the worst in that situation. Trust me. No, not even. I think he's got a weird look going on. He's cute, but there's something that I was just like, no. Something was just a bit off. But yeah, I just don't think it's like that.
Out of the two of them, who do you think is better looking out of the two of them?
I think Josh is better looking. Yeah.
Oh, you like Marshall?
I'm still undecided. I don't know. I think
it's like Marshall's one of them growers. I think he's like he's your best friend, and one day you're like, oh my god, actually. But I think he's got that vibe about him that he's a boy next door. He's the best friend guy. He's a nice guy. Boy next door.
Yeah, so I just think he looks too old for his age, right? Like he looks like he's 26. Marshall's 26. Josh is 30. He looks old. Like that hairline is gonna be just.
God dang.
Give them a year. When they come out, everybody's hairline is better. Kwame will get his one done.
Okay.
Like
We'll see. Okay.
They just need a little bit of a little bit of money, a little bit of styling. They'll get there.
They'll be good.
Yeah. Anyway. But anyway, like so Marshall's getting mad. Jacqueline starts crying and hiding under her covers. Basically, she can't deal.
Jacqueline has got issues as well.
That was just very like dramatic for no reason. Then we see Kwame and Chelsea, and my question here was, when you clearly know you're the second option, how do you deal with that?
Right. What was that show when season 1 or 2 when someone else was that really clear second option and she was like, boy,
Ayana and Jared.
Oh yes, yes,
my god, and they didn't last.
No.
You've got I guess you got to prove that although you was the one that was turned down by the first one, that was a blessing. Now you realize that it's this one.
The thing is, I was thinking. Go on,
can I just say my part 2 of that is, and also when you know the first option ain't shit,
right?
What do you do?
Because it says a lot about the person in it that they were after that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what you like.
I don't know.
The thing is, you have to, because I suppose you have to. There's so much heavy lifting and thinking and really thinking about this. You have to do because you could be the second option, but it could be that. You know, the initial kind of quick reaction, the chemistry that happens, in it, and so you have to really be mature and think about like, hey, we do have a vibe, we do have a connection. We've got to really hope he's not doing sloppy seconds or rejects.
No, but he is.
He is. But then it's what the connection that we have, is that real though as well? Because it could be that you have that connection. Like it is what it is. You're going to have connections with multiple people. So you have to have that level of maturity and not feel like I'm second best. It might be like, okay, I don't know.
No, I can't
prove it to me every day.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah,
it's hard.
every single day. Every single day.
Yeah.
And I don't think that this structure of the show allows that. Do you know what I mean? Because it's just like, if you think there's a chance, then you have to get engaged by a certain time. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But that doesn't mean that you're in it really and truly. It's still kind of like growing.
So would you automatically reject if you the second?
I think I would have to drop out, and I would wait until later stages in the show, because then you get to reveal. Do you know what I mean? see what you're dealing with.
No, I would probably still go through with it.
Yeah,
I would still say yes, but in our time together, You're on proving this to me.
Yeah.
That's gonna be our theme now, is you have to keep on proving to me that I am not sloppy seconds.
But how do you do that behind the, like, it's just because you're going to spend more time, because you're going to spend longer.
We're going to spend time together, so we have to. I'm not sweeping this under the rug. We are going to talk about this.
I don't know. I really don't know if it's actually possible. Like, I just think, because like if someone is dating you and they're dating several people, do you know what I mean? Like, you don't really know your order. Like, you don't really know. You can have an inkling, but if he's smart, you're never really gonna know. You're always gonna think you're number one, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? So it's just like you're gonna know for sure that you are number two, that you are the second option. Like, seriously,
it might be a second, but the right. But it's a lot. Like I say, it takes a lot of maturity to really feel
your decision making. So go and say that again. Sorry.
No, sorry. I was just saying that it's going to take a lot of maturity to even feel like you might be second, but you weren't really second. You just had to have a moment to clear out the nonsense, because you're not really second. Do you know what I mean?
He could spin it that way. He could spin it, because at least he didn't do a proposal and get a no. He could spin it. He could spin it like you two were like just even, and that conversation that I had with her, it was cool. We were fine to go separate ways because you were even and I was getting to know you. Like, he could try and spin it.
But he didn't. He said something different.
Yeah. It was too much. MICAH's too cocky to this. She let that be known.
MICAH would tell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
100%. And of course, she made it clear that he was almost early proposing as well. Everybody knows what he was on.
MICAH is such a
witch.
She's a bitch.
She's a witchlet.
Yes, she is. And then speaking of MICAH, so we have the MICAH and Paul. They, obviously they've both like got rid of the people that they were also speaking to as well. And this was the moment that, Paul proposed to her, and her yes was a drawn out yes kind of thing, and she was messing with him a bit. But yeah, so they're together, so they're do you know what I mean? Have a proposal. Paul goes back to the living quarters. All the boys are congratulated. Kwame, he's just there
on the edges. When did he pick up the bottle and drink it for himself? Was it in that one?
Took the alcohol, like the
But the thing is, he was standing so close to Paul as well. Like, it was just like, bro.
And the cheers. When they were cheers, he was last in. It was just like
he's not happy. No. He was not happy at all. He's got some
embarrassing. Cousin Kwame was he's embarrassing.
That's why it was Ghana for a little bit.
I've honestly,
it wasn't long there.
I don't think it's that long ago, but I really don't.
His accent's amazing, considering.
Because he didn't say where he played football. Like,
no,
he'd been playing soccer, because he said soccer.
Yeah. So, he did say soccer, but he might be saying soccer
from Ghana to America.
No, but I think he's been in America for a while, unless he worked. He probably practiced every night to get rid of the accent.
I give him 5 years. He is.
He watched
very much. I think he's fresh. He comes across very fresh to me.
Yeah, he watched Friends to get rid of his accent. I bet you.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe start manifesting. But anyway,
my blonde goddess.
And then we had Bliss. It was Zach's birthday. Bliss was making cupcakes for Zach, and then IRINA, for some reason, thought it would be a good idea to ask Bliss for one of her candles, which Bliss said no.
Why? Why are they out there to be chaotic? Why?
I don't know. I feel like she was put up to it as well, like, but she was down for the drama.
She was by MICAH. Like, okay, let's do something.
Yeah, seriously, because like, what the actual fuck? Irina totally forgot it was his birthday as well, and I thought it was strategic that she went in first, and she kind of ruined the surprise almost, which Bliss kind of called. She thought that was gonna be the case as well. Yeah. I just think I just don't know what's wrong with Zach. Like, she forgot your birthday, bro.
And you're in a very small confined space. It's not hard. I've got notebooks.
It shouldn't be hard. It shouldn't be hard.
Shouldn't she have written that down at some point?
Exactly. Or like make up a poem. Like, you've got time. You just literally chose to do nothing. But then also,
bitch.
This is the other thing. What my rules for relationships. Like, Bliss should have toned it the fuck down. Do you know what I mean? But we'll get when we get to episode 3, we'll talk about that. But you're making cupcakes, babe.
I know.
Yes, you're the thing. You're making cupcakes. So then
also, she knows it's a competition, so she's got to put her best foot forward all the time.
I'm with you, Auntie Sade. I felt like it was a bit too much.
There's other things that you can do. So I think it's very like, I'm a homemaker.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but like, does he respect that? Does he want that? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if you look at like who you are and who Irina is, and you're seeing that you two are the front runners for the guy, then you have to see that there's, do you know what I mean? There's something that the guy likes in both of you, so you need to balance it. You need to be a bit more in the middle.
I feel you. She may be like, this is the edge that I would give, is being sweet, considerate, a homemaker. Like, maybe that's what she was like, I'm gonna sell him this side of me,
which is fair. I just thought, I agree, I thought the baking was a bit too much of a card to play.
Yeah,
even if it was a whole bunch of cupcakes, even if she did one, and I'll made it taste a little bit off, so it wasn't even perfect. That, at least do that then, or do a cornflake cake.
I didn't think that. I mean, like, a balloon and a card is fine.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It just doesn't even have to be that. Like, I just don't know. Like, he's told you his story. I just don't think that is, I don't know. Like, I just don't think he's that kind of guy. You're not used to, if you've grown up with someone like where you haven't had consistent love and you haven't, do you know what I mean? It's been super rough. Like, why? Like, it's nice, but that doesn't mean it's a core value of yours, right? That's a reflection of your core value, not his. Do you know what I mean?
I think there's nothing wrong with her displaying like, this is who I am. I just felt like the baking was a lot.
Yeah. But I'm just, I guess what I'm saying is just like, in terms of understanding people who've been dealt with like deep trauma, like, just because you think that this is a nice thing doesn't mean they're going to value it in the same way, even though they've those things. And that's what I think people just misunderstand. That's why he's able to kind of, you know, with Irina, his go-to is just like, in probably what he done with his mother. Oh, I know you didn't do that on purpose. I know that your heart is good. That's what he keeps on saying. Do you know what I mean? Because that's learned trauma. Like, that's how he operates.
And,
so
so if like Bliss went in with the maternal, I'll take care of, I'll replace your mum for you. I'm going to give you that love, that's that hole. And you don't know.
But he's never had it. Do you know what I mean? Yes. So how can you? So you don't value it in the same way. Like, do you know what I mean?
Another person setting herself up for failure.
Yeah, basically.
And I guess the thing is, because you need to be proposed to, you kind of have to accept all of these red flags from this guy. But his kind of going with Irina, I would be like, and you can see, because you're living with her and she is a rotter,
chaotic,
that's probably not the person that I should be marrying.
Right.
Yes. Right.
He's attracted to that essence in somebody. That person is usually going to be a side chick. It's like, energy.
This is it.
So, yeah.
Which, and this is the thing. So I think it was in this conversation where she starts to mention that they're not getting on, and he did not like that fact. Do you know what I mean? He did not like that, and that was problematic. And I think, like, you do have to be. I think she's seen as like Irina is like really juvenile, but he likes her. Do you know what I mean? So you can't, like, if you're playing the game, it's just like, nah, you can't even mention it, really and truly.
No.
It's just like, oh, whatever. Go on.
Sorry.
No, go for it.
I was saying she dug in her heels the way she was describing him, and then she literally let him know that I'm going to judge your character if you like. I'm judging your character if you were to pick her, and that's you're actually insulting him, calling him an idiot, basically.
Yeah, but then this is the thing. But like, I feel people have made up their mind and they just use these things to justify their reasons. Do you know what I mean? But like, I just think, he's tried it anyway. But so they has that, and I was getting a little bit murky. And then it ended on Paul and MICAH, the reveal. So we didn't get to see the reveal. We just got to see them standing there. But that was it. Episode 2.
Paul is gonna be happy when he sees MICAH.
For me, and how I feel about MICAH, I just don't understand. But I don't know how he's gonna feel.
I think he's gonna be fine. Like,
I don't know. I feel like I really feel like Paul's not gonna be that smitten.
Yeah.
I can't. I feel like there's more to him than MICAH. So as the progression goes,
I think it's more about.
I think Paul is the one that's going to be like, it's not you. That's my prediction.
Okay. I want to know what it is about MICAH, because from episode 1, there was a comment like a few guys were like MICAH. I don't get it. I am stuck on her face though.
That's what I'm. So she's something in her personality because she drew
I think she's just a pick me. That's all. Like, do you know what I mean? She will tell you what you want to hear, how you. What do you know what I mean? That kind of thing. If you can have a good conversation without pushing too much and just be chill and just be cool and complimentary, but not too complimentary, you can definitely like string along.
About her, because she's the one that they all mentioned. So what is it that she's got? She has to have something. Even if it is just that, but there's something about her energy that they like, and I don't get. It doesn't come through the screen for me for her. I don't get it.
Yeah. I was thinking the same with her, but I don't know. It could be a quick burner. She could be really, really good at good, sparky conversation. That's also a talent. Some people have it. But then when you go longer with them, you see that actually everything is very quick burner convos.
Also, confident. I'm going to say that confident. She's like super confident. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing really more attractive than that. Really, like,
and basically, as we talked about editing the whole time, like we haven't seen those. We've just seen her sparky bitchiness for the
yes, but there could be
longer conversations. But I just it doesn't read through for me, so I'm confused.
And I do think like a lot of these guys, I don't know, like sometimes like when you are slightly bitchy, like guys like that.
They do. They expect from women.
They do like it. Like it's just.
I do find that when I watch these kind of shows, and the dynamics of how it appears that white women play their game when it comes to men versus how black women do it, that calculated, I'll kill you if I don't get my way type of thing, that it seems that white women are portrayed in lots of ways. I think there's something in that characteristic that I see consistently in TV shows, in film, and this type of show. I really do see that. I don't know.
I think there's a entitlement.
Penalized as a white woman.
That's what it is.
That does not serve you in any way, shape, or form. You will be removed, and it will be like a very negative trait in you. They definitely cast that role, and that role was usually played by a blonde woman as well. So I guess when they're talking, she is saying she's blonde, though, isn't she? She's probably
this is the thing. And she's got long hair, although it's extensions. But she's got long hair. Like, if she was to describe herself, I don't know how many people are actually describing themselves, right? If she was to describe herself, I think they can.
I think you can.
Some people choose not to say.
Yeah. I think that it should. Well, I would say the rule is you can't even describe yourself. I think that'd be something I'd remove if that was an option.
No, I think you've got to. I think because it can potentially help you make decision. I think you could just like, do you know what I mean? Because if you're not,
do they describe? Do they say their race?
I think you can.
I feel like they've tiptoed around it that we've watched previously in other seasons, but generally you can tell. You can tell. So
voices, where people are from, what their background is, education, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
you can
kind of tell.
I wanted to know. The same way you said you wanted to see more for Tiffany. I wanted to see Kwami's conversation with the black women, because he would have at least had a date with them. I wanted to know what happened there.
How do you know he had a date with them? You don't know.
So that's another thing I wanted to know. Do they meet everyone and it starts to whittle down? They have to, no?
You might have your preference. No.
Like in the first initial thing, you just don't you go for
if anybody watching knows that, because I don't know if
I would assume you have to.
Let's say the first few days, everybody dates everybody. I would think that.
I don't know. No, I don't know. I don't think that necessarily has to be a thing. Like, I think
you could. Then you're cutting. There's the possibility of whoever you don't meet could have been the one. So I would assume that everyone has to meet everyone. Then you start to whittle down to the ones
who do you want to see after then.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one. If somebody knows, let us know. In the comments, let us know on that one. I presumed it was that way round.
Me too.
But I wasn't getting a vibe that was what Kwame was after. So
no, that's what I'm saying. To be very interesting.
I don't know. It's because like the age ranges, the locations, the financial. I think there's just lots of things to consider. Do you know what I mean? So it's just like if you're a certain age, maybe you don't want to date like. Just because you're in this batch of people doesn't mean you want to date like someone who's over a certain age or whatever, kind of thing. So I feel like so I don't know if they have to. Do you know what I mean? It might be like you are dating. Maybe it's like you have to date 6 of these people. Do you know what I mean? But not like 10 or something.
Yes.
I don't know.
So what?
It could be. It could be.
Say again.
What if Kwame said
Why are you so shocked? Why are you so shocked?
That'd be surprising. He wanted to call himself Alex.
He wanted to call himself Alex. His top 2 were Chelsea and MICAH, who are both blonde white women.
Yeah, I would not expect anything of that. The fact that he even said that, and it's like, why would you do that? Because my name is so specific. What was it? Specific or niche?
Put me in a specific category. And I was like, that's when I was thinking, I wonder if they're allowed to disclose their race, because the way he said that was so ambiguous. We knew what he meant, but I don't know if because it was so ambiguous.
She knew. She knew because she was just like, well, I'm so great. I'm so happy that you didn't do that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like in that kind of, I don't, even that response was just like,
Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. I'm an ally.
Like I don't want
she should have actually have been like, this dude doesn't know who he is. He has no self-assurance. He cannot be my husband, is what she should have filed it as. Not some kind of understanding lost puppy. I'm going to save you.
Yes. She's going to see it was like a beautiful soul. She's going to be like,
I don't see color.
Blah, blah, blah. Come on. Is there any other questions in the comments?
No. Mad Gimme says, I feel like Kwame is settling because he got rejected. I feel for Chelsea, definitely.
Yeah, same, actually. Yeah. Chelsea seems like a really cool person.
Super.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, I want her to carry on the process, so that's all great. But cousin Kwame, man.
I feel spicy truth. MICAH looks are so underwhelming, but yet Kwame is up her ass. It's just embarrassing to watch.
Very.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Seriously.
But yes.
Can you believe it, mate?
Shall we? We are at 1 hour and 23 minutes.
Yes. So thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. We're going to be back tomorrow at 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. We'll be back tomorrow, 9 o'clock. And we will be reviewing episode 3, 4, and 5. So hopefully you guys will be watching that as well. Or you're already there and you've watched all 5 and just join us for our thoughts on the next 3 episodes. And we will keep this going as well. We will be back again with the other episodes. But join us tomorrow, 9 o'clock. The notice will go up. If you're not subscribed, subscribe now. Like this video as well, please, and share it. That's really important.
And also, we're reviewing Succession on Mondays.
Yes.
So next Monday, the 27th, we're going to start reviewing Succession at 9 o'clock.
I think
Is that right?
At
9 p.m.
Yes.
Time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So again, all of that will be in our community tab or on IG as well. So just follow us and then you'll know. But definitely we are doing Succession weekly as well.
Yeah, man.
Thank you so much, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Monday.